Hi, my name is Angus Ho with Daddy Dad, a part of the Ash Management Group. I want to show how you can budget as a full-time engineer, make real estate investments, and live an exceptional family life as a dad. So, come along with me in this journey of wealth. I want to thank everyone for 1,000 subscribers. You have no idea how much this means to me. I didn't even think that what I had to say would reach 1,000 people. I have way more than I do Facebook friends, Instagram followers, and Twitter followers. So I'm so happy that I made this accomplishment. The pandemic days, we had so much extra free time because there was simply nothing to do. No events to go to, no restaurants that we could eat out at, no sports to watch, not even shopping that we could do. To put it simply, it was isolation. I just had to do something with all that extra free time, so we got our finances shipshape and tightened up our budget. So today I want to share with you 7 things to do to improve your finances while in lockdown for the Christmas holidays. Improving your finances is part of the ASH method, and if you want to know more information on the ASH method, I made a video here to describe it in further detail. This will help you reach that dream goal of yours sooner, whether it's that dream house that you've always wanted, travel the world and gain new experiences without having to think about money, or be financially independent and retire early. Whatever it is, improving your finances now will help you out in the long run after this pandemic. The first thing to do is smash that like button. It will really help me out with the YouTube algorithm and to make sure this important information will reach more people. But in all seriousness though, create a budget. This is literally something we did at the beginning of the lockdown in March. I budget my own finances, but for the joint accounts, it never had a budget. The only budget was as long as there was still money inside the account. I talk a little bit about all my bank accounts in this video here if you haven't heard of it before. We started using Mint and every dollar to track our finances. Mint is being used to track our net worth, which I tell you about every day. Every dollar is used to budget our finances. We currently have a budget of $1,000. 800 of it goes to our daily spending like groceries, gas, car, insurance, and living. The remaining 200 goes towards the baby's registered education savings account. So far, I love the budget. It helps me lose weight, be happy with what I have, and make something fun out of it. With $800, you must be thinking that we are living like hermits. However, we are still able to cheat by using our personal money for larger purchases. Like if we want to go for a steak dinner, which would wipe out our eating out budget, we would put it on our personal account, as like if one person is treating the other. It's a loophole in the budget, and one that is allowed because the personal budget is up to that person to decide. It's a great system, and budgeting is something I think everyone should do over the holidays. The next thing I would do is to establish an emergency fund. Dave Ramsey suggests that everyone saves $1,000 for an emergency fund. Once the budget is created, make sure that every dollar left over goes into the emergency fund. I would suggest that a bare bones budget is created enough to survive and live on. Then, if by the end of the month you need a little extra, then you can dip back into the emergency fund. Other things that I would do is to look around the house, cracks in the car, pockets in clothes that haven't been worn, just to see if there is hidden money around or coins that got dropped. You'd be surprised how much money could be hidden away that you don't see. Collect everything and deposit all of it into the emergency fund. If that still isn't enough, go start asking for money. Ask friends, $50 because it's that important. Call back any favors that you might have outstanding. If this pandemic has shown anything, Having an emergency fund is important. Number 3 is research interest rates during this season. It's time to do a little bit of research on interest rates. This is the best time to consolidate all your debt into one credit card. There has been a lot of balance transfer promotions like this one from Sainsbury Bank, allowing up to 18 months, no interest and no transfer fee. Same thing with the Barclay card with 15 months instead. Why I think it's so important to pay down your debt is because the interest rates on the credit card is so high. With this pandemic and interest rates so cheap, it's the best time to make moves like these. Just make sure you can pay off the balance before the period ends because the interest rate afterwards will just skyrocket afterwards. I highly suggest that you do your research before committing to any cards. The next thing I have been doing during this pandemic is watching my stocks and investments. I have been heavily investing my money into stocks and the returns has been crazy. I have been trading more than ever during this pandemic. Is it because I'm bored? Maybe. If there was one thing I would do over the holidays is to think of 10 companies I'm interested in. Some examples I'm watching is Amazon, Facebook, Tesla, Moderna, and Snowflake. I love technology, maybe because I'm an engineer and the stuff that these technology companies are building is exciting to me. Spend some time reflecting this holiday season what your interests are, and when the New Year's comes around, you're ready to make a few purchases yourself. Another investment type that I've been looking at are savings account and guaranteed investment certificate interest rates. One of the things with stocks is that I could be locked into the stock for a while if the company takes a hit on a bad quarter. Therefore, I like to diversify my portfolio where half my money is in stocks and the other half is in safer investments. When looking around, I look for interest rates greater than 2%. I choose 2% because this is an interest rate that is achievable, but also an interest rate that will beat inflation. I find it slightly a waste if the money is placed in a big bank that only offers 0.5% or less. Unfortunately, savings accounts most of the time won't offer a high interest rate, so I also looked into GICs that offer good interest returns. With GICs, however, they have a term attached to them, so the money will be locked for a period of time. The last investment type I'm looking into is mortgages. Interest rates for mortgages is as low as 1.8% right now, and it's a great time to renew the mortgages. Locking such a great rate for 5 years will benefit in paying down your principal. Now is a good time to speak with your favorite mortgage broker to see what things they can do. By doing this is one of the reasons why I can run a side company, Ash Management, that manages over $3 million in properties. Now I can travel the world every year with my wife and live in a 2,000 square feet house. Now I'm 95% of the way there to becoming a millionaire. If you have time, look into your investment this holiday season, which will allow you to be more financially fit. The next thing I would do is switching banks over the holidays. There are so many promotional rates and offers right now that you can take advantage of. Like Scotiabank in Canada is offering $300 cash by opening an ultimate package or a preferred package account. For banks in the US, Citibank and US Bank has some promotions where you can earn up to $700 for opening an account with them. Over the holidays, start looking at a bank that suits your needs. Then you can also use that time to migrate bills and payments out of. The sixth thing is to talk about finances as a family. Over this holiday season, as an everyday dad working hard as an engineer, talking about finances is so important with my family. It is hard to ask your partner to invest with you, especially if you don't talk it through with that person and your partner doesn't understand the finances behind it. Make sure everyone is on board with the plan. I would consider that being step 0 of the ASH method. The ASH method is accumulate, save, house. You can find more details about the ASH method in this video. Some of the things that I talk about with my family is a strategy on how I want to invest in real estate and the stock market. The last thing that I would do is to check your credit score. I talk a lot about the importance of a credit score, and you can know why by watching this video here. A tool that I love using to check my credit score is creditkarma.ca. I will leave a link down in the description below. It's easy to use, free, and it will keep your information private and will monitor your credit score. I think it's so important to know what your credit score is so that you don't have any surprises. If you have a good score, my benchmark for a good score is 620. Then congratulations to you. If it is below, this holiday season is a good time to beef it up. That's it. This is my 7 things that I would do during the lockdown this Christmas season. Join me at the Daddy Dad Facebook group to talk about your finance questions. Ask the YouTube community your questions by commenting below. If you'd like to hear more budgeting, engineering, or real estate tips, please leave a comment down below on what you want to hear. Smash that like button, subscribe button, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when I post new videos every week on Mondays and Thursdays. From the Ash Management Group, this is Daddy Dad saving you money.